Sorry, I got distracted spoiling the ending for part 8. Sorry, guys, but come on, it's been out for at least a year or two. Go read the manga. Or, I'm sure JoJo Dash or someone else. Yes, I do watch JoJo's shit, but like a normal fan would, I enjoy it for the story and the characters, because that's what really ties me in, and I do love some symbolism, and that's why it's going to be hard for me to write a book, because if I write these characters, I'm going to get too attached, but I have to do it in a way that will make me respect my own writing, and that I don't do it because of my own preference. That is why I'm so stumped on how the fuck to do this series, because there's going to be so many fucking characters that I have to make them actually give a shit. Oh, you know what happens with one of the supers? If done correctly, and if I remember this, there is a little special Easter egg, because Yuya's in the game now, where, Alright, now I can use my stand again. What I was saying, if you pull off a little Easter egg, Yuya can use his super, and much like how Jotaro can, interrupt Dio's super, Rohan can interrupt Yuya's super, just saying, "No, I refuse," and then saying the iconic line, "No, I refuse," or "Daga kotoaru," and just fucking immediately just... That's what I love about this. That's why I rarely think they added Yuya, because without Yuya, that iconic line would never be able to be in the game, and that's why they added him. I humbly believe. And there's a lot of memes that come from Yuya alone. Like, the man shows up in few chapters, but the amount of fucking memes that are just about this dude, literally the meme of, I could smell one of the girls on her period, the fucking meme where Josuke's like, yeah, I'm on my period, proceeds to beat the fuck out of Yuya after healing him, the Daga Kotoaru, the other meme with Yuya saying, I would gladly turn to a piece of paper if it means I could save my boys. There are so many memes of this Yuya. It made sense for him to be in the game, and besides, he's practically only the other fucking Part 4 stand user that I can think of, other than maybe the Lock and other stand users that I believe can be able to use in a stand effectively in a fighting game. And dude, what about Abakio? Why does Abakio work? Abakio actually works quite well, because if you remember his lore, he was a former policeman, and he is the physically strongest member of Bruno's gang. So him punching around and throwing kicks and using hand-to-hand combat, that's something new. And with Moody Blues, and knowing that, Abakio never really used his stand to potential. What he could have done, and what he's shown off against Eluzio, is that he can copy and make his stand become him and mirror his movements. Which is actually fucking low-key stupid when it comes to a fight. Because imagine you're not even non-stand user, and then out of nowhere you see Abakio try to punch you, but then another hand that you cannot even see punches you back. That is terrifying. Abakio, I'm not saying he wasted his stand. No, quite the opposite. Without Abakio, they would have never found Diavolo. They would have never found this fuck. And if it wasn't for him, or if it wasn't for Polnareff leaking the information, if it wasn't for Polnareff and Abakio doing the things they did, Diavolo would have never been found. He would have been able to kill the Passione boys, snap his finger, without them even knowing. It's because of Polnareff and Abakio's actions, and the boss's own paranoia, that caused his fucking downfall. If he just did not kill Bruno that day, if he just acted like taking Trish in, he would have fucking won. That is on him. he fucked up, I believe. And in most animes, I do see a lot smarter villains, which is a lot more terrifying. If you see, like, the main characters who are the villains, they do shit that not even other villains even fucking capable of. They study their opponents, they whip up schemes and plans, they do shit that other villains never even bother to consider. This is why main protagonist villains are fucking terrifying. Because they think in the same process as isekai heroes. They do unconventional methods that challenge the status quo and thus win. So imagine Dio or Diavolo acting like, I mean, Dio did. He had backups. Dio knew that in case he failed, he had bastard children that could be manipulated by his disciple Pucci to help him carry out his plan. Even if he did die, which he didn't really account for. It was just a backup. He really thought he could win, but didn't work out that way. Fortunately, he met Jotaro, so yeah, poor Dio. But his plan did work. However, they never accounted for a small boy who could steal a stand disc, so essentially, Pucci fucked himself. If he never took out Weather Report's disc, he could have won. He would have absolutely won. And again, these villains, they fuck themselves over. They do one thing, and it just completely fucks them over. You see it time and time again. Like, for example, with Frieza, where Frieza kills Krillin, thus enacting Goku's Super Saiyan transformation, causing him his defeat. If Frieza never killed Krillin, maybe instead killed Piccolo or something else, or maybe just went out into outer space in his spaceship and then blew up the planet, he would have won. But because of their arrogance, because of their ego, they lose. This is why, absolutely, I think a highly calm, calculating villain is probably the most scariest villain to ever walk in Fishman. Because imagine a villain who is carefully calculating, never lets his ego get into his own business, and carries out all of his missions. He would never lose. He would never fucking lose. Because if he prepares himself and never lets his ego get to him, he always wins. That is what's so terrifying, and that's why a lot of mangakas do not make those types of villains. Because they want them to be able to have their characters, get the satisfactory. They need the main hero to win. That's why villains are given a little bit of an ego, and when a character outsmarts them, they lose their cool. That's why that happens. Because if the villain never lost their cool and thought of another method of defeating an opponent, they would have won. It's just a lot of thinking and whatnot. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, stop talking about the conventional ways of a smart villain being the most terrifying thing in fiction and actually start talking about beating the fuck out of KJ Nijimura with Furuya Fungami from Part 4. Because that is absolutely the topic to talk about. I'm sorry for talking too much. I mean, you get to know a little more about me. I actually love fiction. The issue being why I never loved forced reading books was because the books I would usually be forced to read would get stuck in my head because I was autistic. Because I would be able to record messages, and that is good. That's absolutely good. If you're especially a writer of a story, if you can picture characters doing things in your head before you actually do them, that's actually brilliant as a writer. But that's why I couldn't enjoy as many films when I was a kid, because I couldn't understand that, because I thought it was just annoying. I didn't want it. But growing up, I came to appreciate my thing, and it actually made me more invested. it actually makes me care about the stuff more that I had this imagery in my head, and I challenge myself, and I let myself think. It actually makes me love a lot more stuff, like, certain decisions in manga, whatever else, and it made me have a little bit more of a grounded stake. Thus, I did finally emotionally mature. I think I was just still, again, because I just couldn't trust people, and I couldn't be myself. I just stopped giving a shit when I reached high school, that, like, dude, I don't give a fuck. If nobody likes me for me, they ain't my friends. And I'll just be me. So that's what I did. I do always talk about wrestling, but I never talked about literature. Because imagine you're like a literature club, and you see this fucking intimidating fat boy with a fucking scar in his eye, bad breath, fucking huge beard walking up to you, talking about the logistics of how a main character should be written. What the fuck would other people think? Like, to be fair, if you have not met me, I would be giving off a really intimidating vibe, because I get that from my father. And I may not look it, but I do lift a lot. Even if I do look a little flabby, I can lift up, over my weight. Well, not really. I can lift up to pretty much almost over 100 pounds. Just need to get better at exercising, that's all. But yeah, otherwise with this character, I think he's pretty fucking cool. He's got some good shit, and, seeing what people can do with him online, this character is gonna be so annoying to fight against online, oh my god. Cause he can just steal your fucking health bar, he can fucking whittle you, he can use his, like, if he's near you, he can fucking use the feet for close range, to fucking extend his combo. Then he can use the medium one to go farther, and if you're too far away, he can use the far one to reach you. It is such bullshit. And I agree. Yuya is going to be absolutely annoying to fight against. That's why I don't play online, but he is fun. He's absolutely fun, and I cannot wait for the last character of the Season 2 pass. And with that,
thank you. And then they're going to release a Season 3.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of Yuya, and we will be waiting for the last character of the Season 2 pass, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace, stay crispy. Thank you for listening to my ramblings about literature. Now I gotta go suffer and play Lost Levels. Bye, guys.